Before we actually take a look at how to consume this GraphQL endpoint from a React app, we need to do one more change. And this is going to be a very simple change. We essentially need to install a CORS package. So cross-origin resource sharing means that browsers by default are going to block accessing resources that are on different ports, that are on different domains, and so on and so forth. So what this means is that if we have a React app running on port 8080, for example, and we have our GraphQL endpoint running on port 3000, the React application will not be able to consume the GraphQL endpoint because the browser is going to block this resource. So in order to avoid this, what we will do is install a package called CORS, and we're going to set up CORS for our Express application server here. So I'm going to say CORS require CORS, and this provides us with a middleware. So that means that I can very simply just use this as an application-wide middleware and call the CORS function in here. This function accepts a list of parameters as well, so you can be very specific and say only allow, say, localhost port 8080 to access this particular GraphQL endpoint that runs on port 3000. I'm not going to add those options. Please do consult the CORS npm package documentation because that's where you find all this information. I'm just going to make sure that CORS requests are coming through from the browser and that any application can consume this GraphQL endpoint. But in a production system, you would have to specify options and say, okay, only these ports and these IP addresses or these domains can consume the GraphQL endpoint. But for the purposes of this course, we're just going to leave it as it is. Save this, and in the next video, we'll start putting together a very basic React app.